Alright guys, so I'm going to be talking about, like I said in the previous video when I talked about the trailer for Suicide Squad Isekai, I talked about how, like, this could start, like, hopefully this will start, like, the whole idea of anime for different DC characters. And I did kind of talk about this in another video, but I thought it never hurts to do a remake of an old video. Look at Hollywood. Anyway, so I thought that it would be kind of cool to, like, kind of revisit this idea of, like, what DC characters should get anime next. Now, obviously the big one is Batman. I think we've all wanted a Batman anime, but here's the thing. Batman's gotten the anime treatment already. Like, he was, like, even before Suicide Squad, he was the character who got, you know, Batman Ninja, Batman, the Dark Knight anthology series that was supposed to, that, like, they were trying to tie in together with the Dark Knight movies. It was kind of weird, and also, it's not great. So Batman has gotten the anime treatment, but there are so many other DC characters out there that could totally work as an anime. Wonder Woman, you wouldn't think it, but Wonder Woman, I think, definitely could carry herself as an anime. I really do think that as an anime, Wonder Woman would work. Gods and monsters, you know, fantasy worlds, all of that. That definitely carries itself to an anime. You know, and Wonder Woman herself really does embody a lot of the big, powerful women you see in anime. Also, I'm pretty sure they would draw her and show those muscles. And I'm sure every person watching would be like, step on me, mommy. Anyway, so Wonder Woman is definitely one I would love to see. Another being, since a lot of the magic characters, a vast majority of the magic characters could definitely work as anime. You could, and Constantine is one of those characters. I think a John Constantine anime would be phenomenal. It'd be a great horror series. You could introduce the other characters like the Demon, Zatanna. Zatanna herself could even carry an anime. Honestly, I really do think like she could definitely carry an anime in her own right. I think that. Through Constantine, you can showcase Deadman, the House of Mystery, kind of like a Justice League Dark thing, but also, like, tell all of these dark horror stories as well. Swamp Thing is another of those DC magical characters that could totally work as an anime. I would love to see a Swamp Thing anime as, like, this gory, body horror kind of anime, and, oh, God, it'd be so perfect. It would be so perfect to have a Swamp Thing. Out of all these characters, if you were to ask me right now, of all the DC characters I would want to see get an anime first, it'd be Swamp Thing. Like, a Swamp Thing anime would be absolutely, like, it just writes itself for an anime. Especially for a horror anime, definitely. Next on the list, I think, and this is a character that, again, lends itself greatly to anime, Green Lantern. A Green Lantern anime would be perfect. As for which Green Lantern I would pick as the main character, honestly, Kyle Rayner. And not because, like, I'm a Kyle Rayner fan, even though Guy's my boy. Why the reason I choose Kyle is because, like, at his core, he's an artist. He's also called himself a manga nut with a power ring. And even his design lends himself heavily to anime. So, if I was to do an anime focusing on Green Lantern stories, that would be that would be it. Like, that would be the character, Kyle Rayner. I would also have, of course, Guy, Kilowog, Hal, all the other great characters from Green Lantern lore, but our main focus would be Kyle Rayner. In fact, honestly, like, it would be kind of cool how I would do it, is kind of like an adaptation of Emerald Twilight, where Kyle has gotten the ring, and now Parallax is Hal Jordan is Parallax is our main villain. But yeah. Next character I think could really lend itself to anime, like a DC character that could lend itself to anime. And this would be kind of fun of just like what you could do with it who you could do this with animation. Plastic Man. Now I know that sounds really crazy, but Plastic Man could totally Plastic Man would be a fun comedy anime with some action in it. And also just imagine like what you could do with that anime with the right anime team and do it like all the animations of because he's a very animated character himself. He's always moving, he's always shape-shifting around. So Plastic Man would be really cool to see in an anime form, especially what they could do with all the forms and whatnot, and really play with it. probably even more than what you could do in a live-action movie. Like, yeah, Plastic Man is such an animated character. The only way to do it is through anime. So, no doubt in my mind, Plastic Man, I know he's kind of a reach, but Plastic Man really does lend himself to anime. Following that, Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Hawkman and Hawkgirl is another great story that kind of that anime itself is also stories they've told. Reincarnation, love across time, alien wars. It's literally like an isekai in of itself. So, Hawkman and Hawkgirl is another pair of characters. While they're not, especially popular, I do think they could work as an anime. It'd be also cool to see the other villains outside of Shadow Thief, because that's literally the only character they always use for Hawkman. Whenever you get a Hawkman story, it's like, oh, here's Shadow Thief. It's literally the one villain anyone knows from a Hawkman's Rogues Gallery. So it'd be nice to see Hawkman's other rogues. Who else? I think also an Aquaman anime would be good. Aquaman, especially what you could do making it just for Atlantis alone. What an anime studio team could do with with Atlantis, perfect. I would also love to see what kind of crazy designs they come up with Black Manta's armor. That'd be a lot of fun. Obviously a Superman anime would be fun. Hell, we're kind of getting a Superman anime now with My Adventures with Superman. And this could be cool, I think, but the problem is it's not really popular. Gemworld with Princess Amethyst. It's a high fantasy kind of comic made by DC Comics. They kind of bring it around every so often. And you know how anime, how Japan loves its isekai / high fantasy anime. So Gemworld, give it to the right people. Gemworld would be really cool. Martian Manhunter is another. Martian Manhunter would be really cool in that, I would love to see, how you could do this anime as, a detective series, and he's hiding himself as, J'onn J'onzz, and have it that he is, a detective as well as a Martian, and trying to, and kind of discovering conspiracies. Maybe even have the Question, or even the Question himself get an anime. It'd be cool. Anyway, so those are just a few characters I would love to see get, DC characters that I would love to see get anime adaptations. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what characters would you like to see get an anime adaptation? What DC Universe characters would you like to see get an anime adaptation? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.